Cool. Hey everyone. So this is the Longdown bank route, or the St. Dogmaels route. I'm going to be driving it both ways. So in this video I'm going to drive down it first, and then in the next video I'm going to drive up it. So with most of these routes you can drive them both ways in Cardigan, in the sense of like you can go up or down or backwards, reverse, however you want to call it. So you'll always start in this car park because this is where your test will begin. You might be following a sat nav at this point, or you might just be following the examiner's directions. So take your time on these two junctions right here. It is all one way, so the examiner probably won't direct you, so make sure you're paying attention to the one-way signs. And then you can get to Longdown Bank from a multiple of directions from town. We're going to go the roundabout way, so I'm going to take a left here, so make sure you're checking your mirrors and signal. Always be careful as you come around this corner, as there could be buses, which there isn't for me today. And just remember, while you're in town, most of this is 20 miles an hour, so keep it nice and slow, but not too slow. Then at this roundabout up ahead, we are going to be following the sign for Fishguard, which is right, third exit. So as you approach the roundabout, you do a quick mirror check. You're going to signal right. We're then going to drift towards the right lane, and then ask ourselves, do we actually need to stop? Which I don't on this occasion. Keep to the inside of the roundabout. We want the third exit, so that was number one. That's two, so once we pass two, we signal the other way, and then we just start accelerating off. This is their national speed limit, so we can go up to 60 along this road. As we do come to a tiny bit of dual carriageway up ahead. Remember, you want to keep in the left lane initially, unless you are overtaking something. Or if you're turning right when you get up to the roundabout. But from here, we're going to head towards Fishguard, which is straight ahead, second exit. So again, we're going to approach in the left lane, slowing down a little bit. I am in fourth at the moment, so I will be blocking over to second gear in a sec. Slowing down a little bit more, get to a more appropriate speed, select second gear, and then again we're looking right. Do I need to stop? Which again, I'm quite lucky I don't need to. Keeping to the outside, and then as we come off again, a quick mirror check and signal off. Cool. So you're going to follow this road for about half a mile, and then there will be a right turn down towards St. Dogmaels. It is quite a nasty right turn. It's quite hard to see, especially because of the hedge and everything. Key things to look out for is you will see a right turn junction sign. There is also a yellow grip box right next to the junction, and there is a fish and chip shop sign as well. So there are a few indicators to tell you where this junction is. Just be careful of your speed because this road is a 60, but you'll have to slow down because it's quite a tight turn. So we can see the signpost coming up for the right turn. You want to be careful you don't accidentally take the first turn, because that's someone's driveway. So we're going to check our mirrors, signal, not that turn, it's where this yellow grip box is and this fish and chip shop sign. Obviously you'll have to give way to oncoming traffic, so we're potentially going to have to stop in the middle of this road, which by the looks of it I'm going to have to. So you get opposite the junction, pay attention to what might be coming out because it is a two-way road we're turning into. Just going to wait for the silver car. And now it's probably safe for me to turn, so quick mirror checks, and we can turn down. So this is sort of the proper start of the route. Like I said, you could come out of this and turn onto that main road when we do this the other way around, so make sure you look out for that video. And it's all downhill, so you just sort of keep gentle on the brake. Anticipate someone coming around these corners, so you just keep it slow. Drive to what you can see, so like now I can see quite far down. I'm going to put my foot down a little bit, change up to third, and just keep it slow. You can see a 30 sign coming up, so we're just going to keep, I'm doing 25 miles an hour right now, so speed wise I'm not too bad. Still keep as left as you can, even if there's no white road markings, just to make sure that you're keeping safe on the road. Again, bit of a blind corner here, so I'm going to drop a gear again. Keeping it slow, anticipate someone coming, which there isn't. Always pay attention to where there's a passing place, so like we got a big lay-by on our left, right hand side here. Bit of a lay-by with this driveway on our left, so the potential passing places should I meet someone on the narrow points. Worst case, I'll have to reverse back to them. Coming into a 20. This 20 catches a lot of people out because it does feel like a national speed limit road. It's very secluded and very narrow, but this is 20 mile an hour. There are little reminder signs around, so just keep an eye on them, keep an eye on your speed. Bit of a passing place here, potentially, if need be. And then a bit of another passing place here. But someone could come flying around the corner. So again, just keep it slow. Drive to what you can see, which at the moment I can see absolutely nothing. So I'm keeping it nice and steady. Right, this is now going to go down a very big hill, which is why this is called Longdown Bank. But obviously if you did this route the other way around, this would be a very steep uphill. So again, I'm just keeping an eye on my speed because it is still a 20. Just staying on the brake. Keep checking my mirrors occasionally, just make sure there's nothing behind me. And just keep it slow. Sometimes as you come through this bit of Longdown Bank, there is a couple of parked cars like this, so you might have to sort of navigate around them. Just a couple of mirror checks, especially your right mirror as you move out. Left mirror as you move back. And still getting steeper, so I'm a little bit heavier on the brake now because the hill's still going further downhill. And then at the bottom of the hill, just after that red car, there is a junction. You will turn right at the end of this road. You definitely want to stop here because it's very closed, we can't see anything, so we check our mirrors, we signal. You want to be careful, there is a brick wall hidden in this bit, so don't get too close to that. Change to first. And then you will have to edge your way out nice and slowly because it's very hard to see, but just keep it slow. There's a car coming towards me, but there is a bit of a passing place on their left, so hopefully they stop there. And this is definitely one of the trickier part of Longdown Banks, is if you're having to pass traffic here. But you just keep paying attention to where there's a passing place. Like we got one on the left here with this junction, bit of a one on the right there, so they could tuck in there. The hedge is a little bit overgrown here, so it's making it a little bit harder to see. So just, again, just keep steady. I will repeat myself a million times, but it's just slow and steady. Like, it's not a race, you just take your time. Notice how I'm like leaning around the corners as well, so just do your best to do that. And then you got another junction here. I'm going to turn right, so check my mirrors, signal. Again, it's closed, I can't really see, so I'm going to play it safe and stop. Excuse me. Just peep and creep my way out, which it's pretty clear for me today, so I can go. And then joining this main road, this is still a 20. A lot of people get caught speeding here because they just put their foot down too much. So I would say that's the tricky part of Longdown Bank. You basically stay on this road now until you get back into Cardigan. You'll then get to a junction, which is a stop sign. You'll either turn left over the bridge back into town, or you might go right depending on your route. But that's the bulk of the St. Dogmaels route. I'll just bring it back to town now, and then I'll start a new video and we'll go up it. But this part of the road is pretty straightforward. There's a 30 sign here that everyone misses, so you can put your foot down a little bit, build some speed. And then these sort of roads, when there's not a lot going on, just sort of keep checking your mirrors, obviously keep an eye on your speed. It's actually really quiet for me today. I chose the worst day to film a video when I got a bit of a cold. So coming into a 20, so obviously just slow down, back down to second, keep an eye on your mirrors. mirrors as I go around this black van. I'm going to have to stop briefly, change to first, signal now that I've stopped. Back to second. Bit of a downhill here, so just keep it slow. And then around this corner is your junction. It is quite busy around this corner because you've got the tyre garage on the right here. So just be careful, there's quite often parked cars around here. And we're going to go left back into town, so check our mirrors, signal left. It is a stop sign, so you want to get as close to the line as you possibly can. Position slightly left if you're turning left. And then this is a very hard junction to pull out from, so what I'm actually using is the reflections in the buildings up ahead, like in the windows, because then I could see if there's actually anything coming. So just look for movement in the reflections of the buildings. And then there is room for two as you go over this bridge, but you just need to keep as left as you can. There's not room for anything big though, so if you see a bus or a lorry or something coming, you probably won't fit, so it's probably better for you to hang back and let the bus or lorry come over, unless they're waiting for you, obviously, in which case, carry on. Excuse me. And then through the high street, just always be mindful that people might just walk out in front of us. You're just sort of scanning for everyone. Remember, where the pavement sinks in a little bit, they are not crossings. You do not have to give way to pedestrians. So a bit like this bit just ahead of me, just like here, that's not a crossing. Exactly the same with this thing. There's no road markings to make this a crossing, so we don't have to stop here for pedestrians. The Pelican crossing, however, with the traffic lights, I do have to stop only if the lights are red. So these people crossing now, I technically don't have to give way to, but you don't get bonus points for running them over, so please don't run them over. And then exactly the same as you go like past Food for Thought and the Chippy here, this is not a crossing, so I do not have to give way to pedestrians here. So just be careful though, because pedestrians might just step out. And then you got another Pelican crossing here, so just keep an eye on the lights. And then you might go do a little bit more of town on your test, depending on your timing, but I'm going to turn back towards the test centre now. So you would take this right, potentially. Take your time on this junction, because it's the last proper junction you're probably going to have to do, so don't fail your test right at the end. And then you might finish up your test alongside this curb, or more than likely you will go back to the car park we started in, which is just around this corner, and then you would finish in one of the test bays. But I'm not going to do that right now because I'm not on test and I would hate to interrupt someone else's actual test. So you just signal left back into this car park. You would go into one of those bays, but I'm just going to bring it down to the bottom of the car park now. And then I'm going to drive this again, but the other way around, so I'm going to go up the hill. And then, yeah, see how much different it is this time around. So I will just quickly park, reset the video, and see you guys in a bit. So make sure you like and comment and subscribe and everything, all of the standard YouTube and TikTok stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit for another one.